Before we jump into today's episode, I want to invite you to take a step toward living strong in your own life. If you're at a place in your life where you want to lead by example and show your children, grandchildren, what it means to live with focus, resilience, and strength, I've got something for you. Visit my website at peterliciaga.com to find out all the details about my 30 days of free martial arts training at our school in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. No matter your age, your fitness level, or your experience, if you are a parent, a grandparent, what I would call the executive in your family, or one of the executives in your family, this is for you. This is your chance to step onto the martial arts mats and discover the power of living strong. Now, let's get into today's reflection. Welcome back to Living Strong Adventures. I'm Peter Liciaga, and today's reflection is personal. It's about stepping into who we need to be for our families, for our children, and for ourselves. I've had countless conversations with parents and grandparents over the years. As recent as yesterday, conversations about struggles with their children or grandchildren, about the challenges of guiding them in a world that often feels overwhelming. And one thing I've heard over and over is this: families need us, not just to tell them what to do, but to show them. They're watching us more closely than we realize, taking in every action we make, every choice we make, and every response. So let me ask you, are you walking your talk? I've asked myself that same question more times than I can count. And let me tell you, the answer hasn't always been easy. But I've learned something in my 63 years. Leading our families, whether as parents, grandparents, or anyone with young eyes looking up to us, isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up. It's about stepping into the arena of life, even when we are scared, uncertain, or in pain. Life is an arena, isn't it? It's filled with challenges that test us, knock us down, and push us to our limits. I've been there. 10 years of relentless hip pain taught me what it means to be in the thick of that fight. It wasn't just the physical pain, it was the emotional toll, the mental exhaustion of wondering if I could keep going. But here's the thing about pain: it can either break you or build you. And I'm not talking about being stoic or toughing it out in silence. I'm talking about embracing pain as a teacher, about letting it show you your own strength, even when you don't feel strong. I remember the moment I said, enough is enough. The moment I decided to stop enduring and start taking action. That's when I made the decision to replace both my hips. And let me tell you, it wasn't just a physical transformation. It was a mindset shift. Small wins, that's what got me through. Each step forward, no matter how small, built something bigger. And those small wins taught me something powerful. Resilience is built in the moments when it would be easier to give up. It's in the discomfort, the effort, the fight to keep going even when it feels impossible. I think about my first hip replacement and the journey of recovery that followed. The lessons from that experience were hard-earned, but they were worth every ounce of effort. And now, with my second surgery just days away, I find myself reflecting on what it means to prepare, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. It reminds me of one of my favorite quotes from Theodore Roosevelt. The credit belongs to the person who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do deeds, who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotion, spends oneself in a worthy cause. I hold on to those words because they remind me that resilience isn't about avoiding the arena. It's about stepping into it, knowing you'll get knocked down and choosing to rise anyway. When I think about the families I've worked with, the parents and grandparents who've shared their fears and frustrations with me, I see so much potential for transformation. I see how powerful it is when someone decides to stop telling their children what to do and starts showing them instead. Martial arts taught me that lesson. It taught me that discipline, focus, and resilience aren't things you can preach. They're things you have to live. When we step onto the mats, we're not just learning how to move our bodies, we're learning how to move through life. I want to challenge you to consider this. What would it look like for you to step into the arena of your own life, to show your children and grandchildren what it means to face challenges head on, to grow through struggle, and to rise even when it's hard? For me, stepping back onto the mats in 2025 isn't just about returning to martial arts after surgery. It's about reimagining what it means to teach. I've spent decades in this work. As a teacher, a student, a man who's made his share of mistakes, and every lesson I teach comes from the same place: my own journey. The triumphs and the failures. The moments I stumbled and the moments I stood back up. This isn't about being perfect. It's about becoming present. It's about making a choice every single day to step into the arena, to show up for yourself and for the people who are counting on you. As I prepare for my second hip surgery, I'm reminded again of the power of small wins and big impacts, of how each small step forward builds something stronger, something more enduring. And I want to invite you to take a step forward with me for 30 days. You can train with me at Action Karate in Mount Laurel. No cost, no strings, just an opportunity to show your family what it looks like to live strong. Let's lead by example. Let's embrace the arena. Let's show our families through our actions that resilience, discipline, and courage aren't just words. They're ways of living. Thank you so much for listening today. Remember, living strong isn't about avoiding pain or struggle. It's about stepping into it, embracing it, learning from it, and using it to become the person you're meant to be. Stay strong, stay inspired, and let's make today count. Very quickly, I just want to thank you once again for joining me on today's episode of Living Strong Adventures. As you reflect on what it means to step into your own arena, I want to remind you that you don't have to do it alone. If you're ready to take that first step, head over to my website, peterliciaga.com, for all the details on my 30 days of free martial arts training at our school in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Let's work together to build the strength, the resilience, and the focus that will inspire not just you, but the next generation in your family. Until next time, stay strong, stay inspired, and let's keep making every day count, living strong.